Evening guys, welcome back once again to the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers in Season 13. This is round 6. Obviously only 2 more rounds to go after this one. And there has been changes at the top of the table. I will just find the standings now. That's the F1 standings. So, looking at the GT standings, we actually have this guy here. So Ramos, Alex Javi, he's managed to find himself at the top of the table with 144 points. Not too far behind him though, only 8 points behind us. Aero GT in second place with 136. BX Royal, the current reigning Tier 1 champion, is finding himself at the moment in the 3rd slot of the championship standings with 119 points. He's actually 25 points off the lead at the moment. We have Zico in 4th place with 114 points. We have Beaver or Ben in 5th place with 99 points. Owen is in 6th with 96 points. We've got Capel 7th, 70 points. So Owen 96 points. Capel 86 points. Eric Slim in 8th. That's Cold War, wasn't it? With 70 points in 8th place. Gilles is in 9th with 56. We have CMP in 10th with 52. We have Bosworth in 11th with 35. Jack is in 12th with 28. We have More Velos in 13th with 26. 15th with 19 points. We have Ian in 16th with 14 points. We have Nemaniac in 17th with 7. Skinsy is 18th with 5. Rostoda 19th with 3. The Dude 20th with 2. And Brummy Bulldog in 21st place with 0 points. So coming into the final 2 rounds, it's all to play for the top 3. There's not too much in it. Well, there's only 25 points in it. Obviously, Kep is only 8 points off the back of Ramos at the moment, so Kep's going to be looking to try and capitalise tonight, try and maximise on his points, as I'm sure will BX be doing. I think Ramos is going to be a force to be reckoned with around Le Mans, though. That BMW is very, very good on a straight. It's a very, very good all-round car, to be fair. Although BX being in the Corvette, that has got some very good straight line speed as well. Bit of a powerhouse in its own right. Does eat the tyres though, it seems. Ben's been having a great season so far as well on Aston Martin. So he's going to be looking to try and maximise on points as well. So we're currently in practice. We're waiting for the rest of the guys to join the grid. I'm sure we're going to have a few more than 8, sorry. As in fact, Gilles does join there. So that's 9 people. So BX currently testing out the track limits. Obviously can be very strict around here at the SAF. Are we going to see any weather as well? We've not seen the weather forecast this week, so I can't speculate whether there is going to be any wet weather predicted for the feature race. I don't think it's going to be a factor in the sprint. There is Bomber. Very unique looking car. Coleman. Eric Slim. He's been having a decent drive so far in that Ford GT. I think that thing as well is going to be very quick around here. Around the SAF, with the long straights lending itself to the power of that Ford GT engine. Capel in the second of the two Aston Martins, who I believe have changed up their livery for this evening. Both running the Visa livery. So we have a name just appeared that I've not seen before, T. Zaggers. Maybe a reserve for this evening. RLS Honey Badger. So yeah, maybe a reserve for this evening, or perhaps his debut this evening. Perhaps he's going to be filling in for someone for the rest of the season. Obviously only 3 rounds now to go tonight and 2 more. Excuse me. So Zaggers, he's going to be in a Porsche 911 GT3. He's actually already picked up a whole 3 seconds worth of penalty, so maybe drifting over the white line on the exit of the pits. Or would it be on the pit entry? He's only just come out though, so I think that would be on his out lap, yeah. So as I say, Ramos currently with the fastest lap in practice, a 3 minutes 56.510. Obviously a very long lap around here at Le Mans. It's a bit of a slipstream battle as well. I'm sure the guys are going to be trying to stay as close as they can in a train, because once you lose that slipstream, very, very hard to get onto the back of the rest of the cars. But Ramos actually 1.3 seconds faster than Ben. Ben is currently sat in second place in practice, but I think that's because BX is now in the pits, and I think BX was up there as well. I think BX not far off Ramos's time. Gilles. Gilles coming towards the end of his first timed lap in practice. In fact, no, he's just starting his first timed lap. Get my corners slightly mixed up there. This is the first sector he's coming through now. Snake, yes, is this next corner here is one where you want to try and keep as much speed as you can, but also easy to pick up a penalty there. So qualifying will begin very shortly. We only have 12 cars so far. So we have Ben, we've got Zico, we have Owen, we've got Zaggers, Kep, we have CMP, we have Capel, BX Royal, Ramos, Bomber, Coldman and Gilles so far. And this might be the start of qualifying now. I think that was the final room reset. Oh, BX has just put the message up, starting soon. Where is BX? We'll stay on board with BX because he always seems to get out before everyone else. As we've seen, so should potentially finish his first flying lap before everyone else as well, as long as he doesn't bin it, of course. Hello viewers, welcome along. Nice to have you on board. Obviously, as you should know by now, this is the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers in the GT7 Championship. I'm your boy Vexed, is Vex Man. We've been here for a couple of seasons now. So room is being prepared once more. Hopefully Bomber will get back in before the race starts. Or before qualified starts, should I say. Oh. And we have an abrupt lobby closure. Let's hope this isn't a... Not too sure. There we go. BX has got the lobby back up, so we'll rejoin. Hopefully the lobbies are playing ball this evening.
What is up, my dudes?
Welcome along, Iggy, mate. How you doing, mate? Hope you're all good. Had a nice bank holiday weekend and all that.
How are you doing, Vex?
Yeah, I'm not bad, mate. Not too bad. I think I've got a bit of a cold coming, as you may be able to hear. But we're up for some decent racing. Hopefully we'll have some great racing again, once again, in this round 6 of the Tier 1 Aero League Racing GT7 Championship. So if you missed the run through the standings at the start, Iggy, we have Ramos currently at the top of the standings. I think Cap is hot on his heels in 2nd place, and then BX Royal is there in 3rd. So it's all to play for going into the final 3 rounds. Where is... And look at the speed advantage that the M6 seems to have over that VGT coming down the straights. I'm not sure if this is actually qualifying yet, because nobody else is actually out on track. There's only 3 cars out on track. Owen, he's picked up a penalty early days. Has he got mechanical issues with that car? I can't see any smoke, so maybe he's just waiting for the green light to start getting them laps in. Meanwhile, these two, Bomber and Ramos. Bomber actually putting up a decent fight against the M6. This could be good stuff going into the first race of the evening. Be interesting to see where Bomber manages to qualify in that Suzuki. Definitely giving the M6 a run for its money at the moment. Look at go! Trying to go the long way round. Oh, he's nearly managed to do it. No, he's run off. He's there he goes. Off into the gravel. Come on, cameraman. So, is qualifying underway yet? Still not really anybody out on track. Kep's just come out. Owen's still creeping along. I think he's trying to make it back to the pits. They might be able to crane the car out from there, Owen. You might be alright. Here comes Cap in that Lexus. That thing sounds absolutely great around here. So, is this... Still not sure whether we're in qualifying conditions yet or not. Everybody else, well, there's quite a few people still in the pits, and we are still waiting for somebody to join us. We had 12. We definitely had 12 before. Who are we missing? Not entirely sure who we're missing. Ramos will come through the couple of final chicanes now. Oh, there we go. Zaggers has rejoined the room. So I think this is still under practice conditions at the moment. I think once Zaggers joins the track, qualifying will get underway. And there we go. So I do believe this will be it now. The only person out on track at the moment is Zico. Somehow already picking up a penalty, and we've got another. There we go. So I think this is it now. I think qualifying is about to begin. I was going to say resume. Yeah, this will be it then. Qualifying is underway. Back to 12 drivers on the grid once again. That Corvette actually looks a little bit squirrely, doesn't it? So BX is having to slide it through the corners. Could just be where the tyres aren't in their temperature window yet. And I think this is going to be, in effect, a one-shot quali. I think the guys are only going to get a chance to put in one timed lap. Obviously 10 minutes is the time limit. So they may get 2. They may be allowed to run into and over the 10 minutes. I don't know if Ramos has managed to gain through this outlap, but he's started to catch up to BX now. Not too far behind, not close enough to start getting that slipstream, but... Very well. So we're going to have to try really hard to find the action, I think, tonight.
Carrying over from last season, and I don't understand why. I'm a Le Mans is just straight up bad for luck.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Iggy. So Iggy's just said he's not sure why it was the one track voted to return from last season. To be fair, I was literally just about to touch on the fact that I think it's going to be one of them where you're going to have to look really hard for the closest battles, because once the field spreads out, it's going to become a bit of a stale race, being such a long track, and with the nature of the slipstream, it's kind of hard sometimes to get onto the back of the other cars once again and start to battle. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see in the sprint, maybe not so much, but definitely in the feature. I think you know, once them gaps start to open, these sort of positions decided. Although fuel and tyre wear should come into effect as well, so that may change things up a little bit with the strategies. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see a massive amount of battling in this round. But you never know. It could be a really good one. It could be a really good one, Iggy. So BX starting his first flying lap now. How far back is Ramo? We just saw him creeping into a shot there. I think maybe he was giving himself a bit of space, not too sure. But BX definitely not going to be giving him a tow. He was definitely a lot closer before. Oh, very, very fine margins there for BX coming around that sweeping right-hander. As I say, you want to keep as much speed as you can, but the track limits around there are very strict indeed. But he got it just right. Little sector there that he just came through as well, yeah, and you saw it there. Half a second's worth of penalty, so he's going to write this lap off. So Ramos, what's his first lap going to be? He was fastest, wasn't he, in practice? Oh, bit of a twitch there. Bit of a slide on the exit. He managed to correct it, he managed to save it. That will take a couple of attempts out of his lap time overall, but he isn't carrying that half a second penalty that BX is up ahead, so that is really going to hurt his lap time there. That's going to be around 7 temps, not 5 temps. It's always a little bit more than what the game actually tells you. I think what with the slowing down and speeding back up of the cars. I think Zico as well. Zico looks like he might be on for a nice lap. Also not far off the back of Ramos. This is where BX is now going to have to serve that penalty. You see the markers there, and you can see his car slowing down. That may have actually given the edge there to Ramos. Ramos may start to pick up the slipstream towards the end of this lap, which will help him out massively in securing that pole position. Oh, BX with another. Where did he get that? 1.5 seconds worth of penalty. He may, oh, I don't know if he's got time to stick another set of boots on. I was going to say he may decide to bin this lap off, chuck a set of boots on and go once again, but I'm not sure he's going to have the time to do that. No, he's actually stayed out. So his time without that 1.5 seconds of penalty would have been a 1:57. Ramos actually puts in the fastest with a 3 minutes 56.094. Zico 8 tenths off of him with a 3 minute 56.960. Owen currently provisional third place, only 2 tenths off the back of Zico. And in fact, CMP has pushed Owen down to 4th. CMP goes up into 2nd. He's only 200ths off the back of Ramos. Absolutely blistering lap there from CMP in the 2nd of the 2 Corvettes. We have got Zico. Zico is now 8 tenths off the back of CMP. Owen in 4th place, provisional 4th, with 3:57.199. We have Coleman currently sat in provisional 5th with a 3 minute 57.2. Ben 3:57.5 in 6th. Gilles with a 3:57.8 in 7th. He's actually just put in a personal best through that sector. We've got Capel currently sat in 8th with a 3:59.8. Owen with a 4 minutes 03.4. Kep with a 4 minute 11.3. What happened to Kep? Kep having a bit of a nightmare out there tonight. Zaggers 4 minutes 12.2. And BX yet to put in a fast lap. That penalty, or those penalties, really messed him up, didn't it? He's gonna have to start from the back, it looks like, maybe. Not entirely sure. Oh, Ramos has picked up a second's worth of penalty, so he won't be improving on this lap. Will CMP be able to snag that pole position? He's actually just picked up the slipstream there off of Capel. Will he be able to get a move done before the corner? They don't really want to be battling in qualifying. Is Capel going to give him the room? And CMP is purple through that sector. Hopefully Capel's not going to think he's holding him up too much. And this is indeed the final lap, so it looks like BX may be starting from the back of the grid, or will he get a lap in this time round? He's got that 1.5 seconds penalty though, hasn't he? So he's not going to be up there towards the front of the grid, that's for sure. CMP looking like he was still purple through that sector. Capel literally glued to his bumper, or he was, for most of that lap. So what is CMP going? Oh my god, 1.5 seconds purple. Is he going to be able to snag that pole position? He might just do it. I don't think the Ramos is going to be able to answer that. I think CMP might find himself on his first pole position of the season. Come on, CMP. So we'll just go on board with Ramos quickly as he's coming up to finish his final flying lap. You can see BX there, and he is sat in 12th place at the moment, BX. Not sure on whether he will improve or not. I think he's still going to be around 7th, maybe a little bit higher. And there you go, he goes into 7th place. So Ramos, yeah, he doesn't improve. And CMP, all eyes on CMP at the moment. And he snags pole by a whole 8 tenths there. What an absolute lap there from CMP. GG's, mate, well done. So CMP will start in 4th. We have Capel starting. Oh, no, Kep has managed to improve to 4th place. Owen will start in 5th, or will he improve? I think he might be starting in 5th. Yeah, so not improving there. Capel will start in 6th. We have Coleman starting in 7th, Ben in 8th, BX down in 10th, Gilles in 11th, and Bomber in 12th. Oh, what a qualifying session that was. CMP, GG's, mate. First pole of the season, I believe that is. Can he turn it into a win? No pressure, bud. And what a blistering lap that was. So, for some reason, it seems to think that Capel is on pole. He actually isn't. CMP is on pole. And what is with this camera view? I'm not sure what the cameraman's up to this evening. Let's hope He sorts his stuff out before the end of the race. So it looked like the Porsche there getting a really bad getaway. I think that was Zagas. I think he's dropped a couple of positions already. It looked like Ford GT possibly making moves early doors. Ramos still sat there in second place behind the Corvette there of CMP. CMP still leading the pack on the opening stages of this first race of the evening. The 15-minute sprint race. Everybody's going to be watching their track limits very tentatively. I'm sure that is going to be a race ruiner. If you end up picking up a penalty, you will lose the pack you are chasing. So we have a gaggle of 4 cars at the front there. We've got CMP, followed by Ramos, followed by Zico and Kep. These 4 starting to break away from the rest of the pack. Now we have Capel is sat there in 5th place. He's a little way ahead of Coleman, who's up to 6th now. We have BX up to 7th, so making up 3 positions early doors. He must have had a good start. We have Zaggers there in 8th place. He's being chased down though by Owen. Is Owen going to have another look? Owen does have a look up the inside. Wally Aston's going deep in the background. And Owen has managed to get that move done on Zaggers now. So he's now free to chase down Coleman in 7th place. BX has moved up to 6th place. He's actually picked up half a... No, that's Capel with half a second of a penalty. BX now up to 5th. 2 positions in a matter of corners. And Coleman following through as well, hot on the heels of BX. Momentarily taking that 5th place away, but then dropping back down to 6th. And then we have a big gaggle of cars behind. We've got Coleman still battling there with BX. We have Bomber, followed by Capel. Zaggers now down to 9th. Owen there in 10th. We have Ben in 11th and Gilles in 12th. So back at the front with these 4. Kep has actually dropped slightly off the back of Zico now. We have got CMP still in the lead of the race. He's 4 tenths ahead now of Ramos. Ramos is having to defend though against Zico, because Zico is right there on his bumper. Really putting the pressure on now is Zico in that Nissan GTR. He's not got to worry about Kep for the minute. Kep too far back to be able to go for a move. Zico is starting to think about it though, isn't he? He's definitely pushing Ramos along now. He had to back off slightly, didn't he? Coming down into this braking zone. You don't want a concertina coming through there. It does happen though. We do see it happen a fair bit. So Kep slowly starting to creep back into that slipstream range. He's 9 tenths off the back of Zico now. And BX 2.4 seconds off the back of Kep. And then we have Bomber and Coleman. Bomber has managed to get that move done on Coleman. He's up to 6th place now in that Suzuki. And look at it go. That Suzuki has got some legs, hasn't it? Once some tyre switch on, that thing is absolutely rapid. We saw it the other season, didn't we, with Iggy in the hot tub time machine, the Volkswagen VGT. We're seeing it now with the Suzuki, the little Suzuki VGT. It's definitely a hairdresser's car though, isn't it? Come on, guys. But Bomber put it through his paces at the moment, managing to stay ahead of Coleman in that Ford GT, but Coleman closing right back up under the braking. That was some absolutely fantastic late braking there from Coleman. Really putting the pressure back onto Bomber. Looking like he's going to go for a move as well. He's going for a move on the approach to turn 1, but looking like Bomber in that Suzuki he's just staying ahead, isn't he? There's no way that the Ford GT can match the pace along the straights. And Zaggers, what a move there from Zaggers. He caught Coleman slipping or sleeping. He has now got half a second's worth of penalty, but that was a move, wasn't it? Coleman now down to 8th place. And then we have Owen behind in 9th place with Ben, Capel and Gilles. Gilles still unable to find his way out of 12th position at the moment. He had a great race last week, didn't he? Had a great round, but yeah, not sure what's going on there. No changes at the front though. The front 4 still the same as they were. So this is only actually a 4-lap race. It's not a 15-minute one as it normally is. But I imagine 4 laps is going to be around 15 minutes, isn't it? So CMP is still in control of the race at the moment. 3/10 though is the gap to Ramos. Ramos still having that battle with Zico as well. And Kep has managed to find his way back onto Zico's bumper as well. So starting to put the pressure back on Zico. A group of 4 cars have bunched up closer than they were before, with BX starting to bear down on them now. He's closed that gap from 2.4 seconds down to 1.8 seconds now. He's trying to join the fray there up at the front with these top 4 drivers, and it looks like Zico getting the move done on CMP, still side by side through this left-hander. Looks like Ramos trying to get his nose up the inside there as well on CMP. But CMP has lost the lead of the race. We have a new race leader in Zico. Zico, what can he do? Can he manage to get away from the pack? Oh, it looks like there's some contact being made there in the background. We definitely saw some dust fly up. I think I saw some sparks as well. CMP having a look up the inside. He's going to be on the outside for this next left-hander, and that may have put him at risk of losing that position to Ramos as well. Ramos is waiting in the wings there like a hungry shark. Waiting to attack. CMP again, trying to set himself up for a move up the inside. He's alongside. Oh, he has. He's managed to get it done. But Zico is fighting back once again. It couldn't be closer between these two at the front. You can see how much CMP desperately wants this win. He's put it on pole. He wants to try and transfer it into a win, or transition it into a win. But he's got 4 cars behind him, trying to stop that from happening, because BX is well and truly onto the back of that train now, and he is absolutely flying as well. Zico looking for that move as they come down the start-finish straight on the approach to turn 1 for the 3rd time. Oh, and actually gets the move done in the background there on Kep. Tiny bit of rubbing there between Kep and BX. Kep trying to fight back now from 5th position, but BX has come from 10th all the way to 4th by lap 3. Will that be a penalty though? CMP still being pressured by Zico at the front of the pack. And look at him pushing him along. Oh, CMP may have gone a tiny bit deep there though. Hopefully that's not going to slap him with a penalty. He's personal best through that sector. But he has now started to create a gap of 4/10. Zico still firmly in the grips of Ramos, who is 2/10 off the back of him. Ramos has a look up the inside. He's in the wrong position for this next turn though. Oh, there's a tiny bit of sideways door banging there, and he's managed to get that move to stick. So there was a tiny bit of rubbing, we saw that, but he did get that move to stick. That was very calculated there from Ramos. And BX with half a second penalty in the background. He's got Kep breathing down his rear mirror as well. kept bearing down on him. Kept not really having to work for that position either. He's gone up the inside though. He's actually alongside BX, but BX is going to serve that penalty. Staying ahead for the minute. Kept unable to find his way past. Still side by side, these two. Kep's going to try and line himself up for the inside, down the downhill sector into that left-hander. But BX gets there just before him. But BX will be serving that penalty anytime soon. That's why we're staying on board, because we want to see how much that hurts BX. Oh, he's picked up another half a second. That's a whole second's worth penalty now. BX, no! That's going to drop him down to 7th place, surely. Are they close enough? And you see there, Kep gets the move done easily as BX almost into the clutches now of Coleman, who's there in 6th place. Oh, and it looks like we got him. Oh no. Oh, Zico's managed to get back past Ramos. I thought we saw a move coming for the lead of the race. I thought Ramos was going for the move, but he actually lost that position there to Zico. Zico now back up to 2nd place in that Nissan GTR. Ramos. So we'll have a quick rundown as they come on the approach to the final lap of this sprint race. We've got CMP still in the lead of the race. We've got Zico in 2nd place. Ramos is in 3rd. We have Kep now in 4th place. We have BX in 5th. We've got Coleman there in 6th place. We have Ben in 7th. Owen currently in 8th, and he's being chased down by Bomber in 9th place. And that thing looking like maybe is starting to become a little bit twitchy. Gilles has made up a few positions. He's now up to 10th. We got Zaggers down to 11th place and Capel there in 12th. So CMP is still with a nice lead. And what's that I see in the background? Zico! Zico, what have you done? He's got a 1.5 seconds penalty. That really is going to help his race at all. Ramos doesn't have to work for it now. He is surely going to get past him. And I do believe he's going to lose that position now to Kep as well. So Zico definitely looks like he will lose that position now to Ramos, and I think he may drop behind Kep as well. How far behind now is BX? Will he drop behind BX as well? Maybe he's going to fall behind BX as well, so BX will maybe get promoted up to 4th place. I'm sure he's going to be trying to fight as much as he can to try and maximise on positions though in this first race. But then with only the top 10 being reversed in the reverse grid format for the feature race this season, it might pay to just stay where he is. So Zico is back onto the bumper once again off CMP. He's only 2 tenths behind, but he's got that 1.5 seconds worth of penalty to deal with. It looked like he was thinking about a late move there. Thought better of it. Oh, CMP, no! CMP picking up half a second's worth of penalty. I think he may now lose the lead of the race to Ramos. Because he's not going to serve it there, is he? That's going to turn into a whole second's worth of penalty. He's got to have at least a second and a half. Well, no, well, yeah, if he keeps this gap where it is at the moment, he will surely take the win, but dicey stuff at the moment for CMP, and I think, oh no, Ramos really starting to put the pressure on now. CMP has really got to pull out all the stops to be able to convert this win. Come on, Ramos, come on, CMP. You could do it, mate, come on. What can he do? No, it's down to 6/10. It's down to 6/10. He's going to lose that position to Ramos. That's so unlucky. Absolute heartbreak for CMP. Oh, CMP. Oh, dude, that is so unlucky. That's unlucky. So Ramos in the end gets first place. CMP with that penalty comes in second. We've got Kep in third place. BX is in fourth. Zico is fifth. Coltman sixth. Owen in seventh. Zagos finishes in eighth. We've got Bomber in ninth. Gilles in 10th. We've got Ben in 11th. And Capel, last but not least, in 12th place. That was the first race, guys, and that was a sprint race. We'll be back very shortly with the feature, the 40-minute endurance. And GG's there to Ramos. Managed to close that gap just enough at the end of the race there to be able to steal the win from CMP. CMP had such a great drive though, didn't he? You got to give it up for CMP. He had a fantastic battle there with Zico, looking like Zico was going to scamper off for a little bit, but he kept his head in it, managed to retake the lead of the race, and then to lose it at the end there to that unfortunate penalty is just, yeah, that sucks. That really does suck bad. He nearly did the double though. CMP nearly getting the pole position and the first win of the evening. What can he do though from this reverse grid in the feature race? And what can BX do? BX also in the Corvette, so yeah, it's normally the other way around, isn't it? Normally BX is a lot quicker than CMP and manages to run away with it. But it looks like CMP has definitely had his Weetabix today. So what sort of strategy are we going to see coming into this feature race? Are we going to see people running in the mediums for the first stint, or are they just going to try and run the softs to the end? I think it is, it's not one of the worst tracks for tyre wear. I think it's fuel consumption that's going to be more of an issue. Look at that thing. That's actually pretty cool cockpit, to be fair. I'll give it that. Might be a bit of a hairdresser's car, but yeah. Cool looking cockpit. I like that one as well. So I've seen the message there from BX on the left hand side. Let's make sure we've got all the information on display. Oh crap, what is going on here? I have to leave and go back in. No, the cars still aren't there. What the hell is going on? Oh, there we go. We can actually see the cars on track now. That is a really, really weird camera for the reverse grid. Rolling start. Gilles heads it up. What can Gilles do from the front of the grid? Bomber already closing that gap. Down to 5 tenths. He's actually already under pressure though from Zagger's behind in the Porsche. Who's also being hounded by Owen in that FT1. So Gilles has started putting the pedal to the metal. He's actually stretched that gap now to a whole second. But look at the legs on that Suzuki VGT. He's not letting them get away that easy. He's already brought it down to 2 tenths. Or 2 tenths off a second. So he's actually down to 7, down to 6 tenths. That thing absolutely rapid in a straight line. Probably because there's nothing to it. It's so light, isn't it? It's like a little matchbox car. We got Coleman now up to 3rd place. He's managed to take that position away from Owen. Has he? I think he has. Owen has managed to get away from Zaggers slightly. Zico putting the pressure now on Zaggers. He's going to have a look up the inside on the approach to this next. Oh, here comes BX. Look at BX coming fast. BX must have had an absolutely storming exit off that last turn. It's got very congested now through this next. Zico getting edged out wide. I think Zagger's backed off to give him back the position, but he's also under attack now from BX. BX being pushed along by Kep, who has now switched sides. BX looking around the outside there of Zaggers. And manages to get it done. I'm not sure how he managed to get that done, but he did it. And he's looking for the position on Zico now as well. He's just edged ahead. He will surely, yeah, he does. He takes that position, and I think Zico losing the position now to Zaggers. Too many zigzags in this race. As we have Bomber now up to 3rd place. He's managed to get that position away from Owen. And a lot of gravel being kicked up in the background there. Meanwhile, Coleman finding his way onto the back of Gilles. Only 4 tenths in it now. And look at this train forming. Nobody really getting away at the moment. All the cars still quite compacted. Gilles still maintains the lead of the race. For the remainder of lap 1, only a 10 lapper this one, normally a 40-minute endurance. It's going to be around 40 minutes anyway. But being such a long lap, a lapped race. And Gilles now with some breathing space again as Coleman having to cover off that inside to Bomber. Bomber has got some pace in that Suzuki, hasn't he? But Coleman, at the moment, looking like he's got the faster car. BX is now up to 4th place. He's managed to get past Owen and Zico. Now starting to pile on the pressure to Bomber. He's going to have a look around the outside. He's going to have the inside for this next one. And he gets it done. What a position swap there for BX. Absolutely textbook. Can he get onto the back of Coleman though and start challenging the two at the front? Coleman and Gilles. Somebody there in the background getting a penalty. So Gilles is now 1.4 seconds up the road from Coleman. Coleman there in 2nd place. BX is now up to 3rd. We have Bonnet in 4th. Owen is there in 5th place. And there's Zico. Zico picking up a 1.5 second penalty. He's going to drop behind Kep. Kep is not far behind him. He may drop into the clutches of Zaggers as well, who's currently sat in 8th position. Kept really late on the brakes there. I think he spotted that penalty as he came into the braking zone and just decided to send it on the brakes. He managed to get that car stopped though. Obviously very, very good on the brakes is the Lexus. We have seen in the previous rounds as well. Looked like Coleman was thinking about having a move on Gilles up at the front. But thinks better of it that time round. Coleman is now having a look around the outside. He will be on the outside for this next turn. Gilles covers off the inside. But Coleman is through. He's through quite easily as well. Can Gilles get the switch back? No, not there. Maybe a moment later on. Gilles firmly in the slipstream. He's got BX though for company. And I think, yeah, so Zico with that penalty is now down to 7th place. Bomber is there in 4th, being chased by Owen in 5th. Kep is there in 6th. And Zico actually not serving that penalty yet. So he's lost 10 positions. He hasn't served that penalty. He's going to drop behind Zaggers, I'm sure. CMP is now up to 8th place. Just saw in the background there Zico pulling over to serve that penalty. He pulled off the racing line. Great sportsmanship. As BX goes for the move there on Gilles. Gilles now down to 3rd place. BX is up to 2nd. He is now free to try and put the pressure on Coleman up in 1st place. Seems to have found his legs here in the 2nd race of the evening, the feature race, has BX. He didn't maximise on his points, did he, in the first one, so I think he's trying to do it here in the 2nd. And he's making fantastic progress at the moment with the fastest lap there as well, for 3 minutes 55.977. Coleman still 4 tenths up the road. Although BX has closed that gap now. Oh, and he goes for the move up the inside. What a move there from BX, but Coleman's going to have the inside for this next one. He's going to be on the outside here, is BX. Will he be able to keep that position? And he does. It's going to be a battle coming down the straight though, isn't it? Coleman just needs to keep that gap, and he will surely get a slipstream advantage in that Ford GT as well. Absolute weapon along the straights. I think he's got one of the fastest top speeds, if I'm not mistaken, unless he's had a nerf. It may have had a nerf. But no, he is gaining, isn't he? Definitely gaining. BX is going to have to keep it clean through there. That may land him with half a second's worth of penalty. We saw it in qualifying. That's why he started so uncharacteristically out of place on the first grid. But no, he actually gets away with it that time. So still holding the lead of the race. But Coleman looking like he may have a run now. He's going to have a look up the inside into this one. No, so he wasn't actually quite close enough that time. Just got to keep this momentum for the remainder of the race. We're only 3 laps in. This is only the 3rd lap of 10. 7 to go. And what a long lap it is. Oh, BX going slightly deep on the exit there. It's not really cost him too much though. Actually looked like he got the better exit out of that turn. 5 tenths is the gap. So he's keeping that gap consistent. Back to Coleman. Gilles trying to stick in that slipstream range. Then we have Bomber still holding on to that 4th place. He's got Gag of the cars behind him though. He's got Capellero. He's got Owen, he's got CMP and Kep looking for the move now. He's not going to go around the outside there. He's going to end up on the gravel surely. Bomber giving plenty of room though. He's going to have a look up the inside for this one, and he does get that move done. Owen as well. Owen with the move there on the exit of that right-hander. And CMP snuck up there as well. So CMP now up to 6th place. We have Bomber down to 7th. CMP looking for the move on Owen. He's up the inside. He's going to be outside for this next one. Oh, and still under pressure from Bomber. CMP still holding on to that 6th position, still under pressure from Bomber. Ramos is there in 8th. Ramos not really making up any places just yet. Managed to steal the win away from CMP at the end there, because CMP had an unfortunate penalty that he had to carry across the line. Ben is up to 9th place now. We got Zico there in 10th. Capel is in 11th, and we have Zaggers down in 12th. Meanwhile, BX for the fastest lap of the race on lap 3. That was 3 minutes 55.734. He's actually now got a 2.1 second lead over Coleman back in 2nd place, who's now battling with Gilles. Gilles has managed to creep back onto his bumper. Let's see what he can do along this straight. Coleman hasn't got a slipstream advantage up ahead now. Meanwhile, Gilles is just going to be getting sucked along. Kep in the background there, a whole second's worth of penalty. That's going to drop him behind Owen, possibly behind CMP as well, maybe into the clutches of Ramos. So I think we may see a Lexus BMW battle on the cards. Gilles is really starting to put the pressure now on the Ford GT up ahead of Coleman. Eric Slim. It's a nice defensive line into that chicane. Gilles still firmly on his rear though. He will surely be going for the move anytime soon. If I would just stay on board with him for just a second, see if he does manage to make something happen in the next couple of corners. We've got Kep now with a 1.5 second penalty in the background. In fact, we're going to have to go back and have a look at this battle here, because Owen's trying to go around the long way. Around the outside, but doesn't quite manage to get it done, but he will get that position away from Kep anyway. Kep's going to drop behind both him and CMP once he serves that penalty. And it looks like Gilles up ahead, maybe in a position to make that move happen. As we see Owen now going for the move on Kep. He gets it done. I think CMP's managed to follow through as well, so Kep down to 6th place. He was going to lose them positions anyway, so maybe he thought better of fighting for... Oh, CMP! CMP off into the barrier in the background. Hopefully there wasn't contact there between him and Kep. I don't think there was. I think he just dipped a wheel there onto the gravel possibly. Yeah, Gilles unable to make that move happen on Coleman, so still sat there in 3rd place. Owen now 1 seconds off the back of him, sat there in 4th. We have Bomber in 5th. Ramos is up to 6th. Ben is there in 7th. Kep rejoins now in 8th. Zico is there in 9th. CMP all the way down in 10th now. That's unlucky, CMP, man. He's having such a great run, but still early doors, isn't it? Only 4 out of 10 laps, so still almost just over half the race to go. You still make something happen. Zagger's there in 11th place. He's managed to get past Capel now. Capel down to 12th. BX now with a 3.6 second lead over the rest of the field. Definitely found his rhythm here in the feature race. As long as he doesn't pick up too many penalties, he will surely have a nice gap as he comes in to serve his pit stop. I think it's only going to be a 1 stop here. He's actually just put in a purple sector, but I think that may be the first penalty we see. Yes, there we go. Half a second there. Just dipped all 4 wheels over the curb ever so slightly, and yeah, we saw it happen. That's not going to hurt him too much though. That's only going to bring that gap down to 3 seconds, maybe just under. Coleman still holding on to that 2nd place. Unable to get away from Gilles though. Gilles still only 4 tenths off the back of him. Gilles having a cracking run at the moment. Could be on for some top points again in this 2nd race of the evening, the feature. This is where we start to see the spreads appear. So 8 tenths is the gap that Gilles is trying to reel Coleman in from. Owens managed to bring that gap from 1.9 seconds down to 1.5, but his tyres have started suffering. Bomber still in 5th place. He's managed to keep that train of cars behind him. Look at him go. Go on, Bomber. I think he's going to start throwing banana skins out of the roof of that car. Or out of the... Yeah, it's not got a roof, is it? Out of the... You know what I mean. He's going to start throwing banana skins out of the car. Ramos still there in 6th place. Ramos unable to find his way past that Suzuki. still under pressure from Ben in the Aston Martin and Kep. And Zico's there as well. Kep looking for the move on Ben. He's got half a second's penalty though, so he will surely lose that position again. But he might as well fight for it, hadn't he? I think Ben actually looking to lose that position to Zico as well. Zico going up the inside there. Plenty of space given, but Kep is going to drop back behind him again once he serves that penalty. Oh, in fact, no, yeah, he actually hasn't. Ramos, oh, finally manages to get the move done on Bomber. Finally getting past him, but Bomber, we've seen how quick that thing is in the slip. Oh, that was very, very deep there, though. I think he's going to end up with a penalty. As Kep manages to, yeah, he does. As Kep manages to look up the inside. Oh, he's actually going into the pits. Oh, contact. What is going on? Contact from a fair few cars there. As everybody actually dives into the pits. Nobody fancies going any longer on them tyres. Yeah, everybody's into the pits. So BX will be the first person to come out and look at the difference in fuel saving between the cars. This may be the first pit stop we've seen of the season from the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers. There you go, they're pumping the fuel in now, gravity fed. So dropping the fuel in. And it feels like a lifetime when you're sat there. Finally emerging, still in first place. Gilles coming up not too far behind. You could just see him creeping into the shot there. 3.4 seconds down the road. He's actually managed to cut past Coleman in the pits, but Coleman gets back past him quite easily there. Stretches that gap to 7 tenths. Actually up to 9 tenths now. So Gilles still there in third place with Bomber actually not far behind him now in fourth. Bomber only 3 tenths, but he's got that half a second penalty. So that's not going to help his efforts too much. He's going to drop behind Owen if he doesn't lose that position before, because Owen's been looking very quick this evening as well. Missed the top 5. Zico finds himself back in 6th place with Kep there in 7th. Ramos is in 8th. We got Ben in 9th. CMP is in 10th. Capel is in 11th, and Zaggers down in 12th. So BX just in a bit of a race of his own now. That gap is now 5.4 seconds. So yeah, not under any pressure at the moment, or at, well, I don't think he's going to be under any pressure for the rest of the race. We said that, though, didn't we, Iggy? This track, it seems to happen that way. We've seen a few decent battles, though, haven't we? But once the gaps start to form, it does become a little bit of a stale race. So Coleman still holding on to that 2nd place. He's managed to get a nice bit of breathing space now over Bomber, who's got a half a second penalty. Gilles in the background there, really under pressure now from Kep. Bomber is going to drop into the clutches of that 4 cars there. There's probably about a second between Kep, Owen, Zico and Ramos at this stage. Kep now looking at the inside there of Gilles. Gets the move done under braking, and Owen trying to go for the move as well, but not quite pulling it off that time. And in fact, that's like 6 cars now, isn't it? 6 or 7. All in a row. All in a bit of a train. So that is 2nd down to 8th place. Seven cars. Oh, Zico has a look around the outside. No, I think that was... Who was that? I think it was Owen having a look around the outside of Zico there. And he has a look at the inside of Gilles. Gilles getting nudged a little bit out wide there. It's all change in this train as Kep moves up to third place now. Kep trying to get onto the back of Coleman up ahead in second. Coleman with a whole second's worth of a gap though. He's got a nice bit of breathing space there. As we see in the background, almost 3 wide, Ramos, Zico and Gilles, the 2 GTRs, giving the M6 a run for their money. In fact, it looks like the 2 GTR teammates actually, obviously no team orders there. They're definitely battling at the moment, aren't they? They do well to work together. Meanwhile, Kep has brought that gap now to Coleman down to 5 tenths. Is Kep going to be able to take that second place away from Coleman? Coleman has been driving very well this evening as well, and that Ford GT is very, very good on the straights, isn't it? But that gap is now down to 2 tenths. Then we have Bomber leading up the train behind. Kep actually putting in a purple sector there. He's really starting to push that Ford GT along. Has the Lexus got the grunt to be able to get past it though? As it looks like the Ford GT just starts to pull away. I think the Lexus doesn't have the top end that the Ford GT does. And then we have Bomber there, still in 4th place, still being chased down by Owen there in 5th. We've got Ramos now in 6th, Zico and Ben 7th and 8th. It looked like Zico picking up a penalty there, or was it Ben? Yeah, it was Zico. So what the... what? I don't... Well, that's Zico's race over. He's got a whole 5 seconds worth of penalty. Any positions that he's made up, he will surely lose now. I wouldn't be surprised if he re-emerges in 12th place. We'll have to have a look at the gap at the back though. That is huge. Ben in 8th, we have Gilles in 9th place, trying to get that 8th away from Ben. CMP there in 10th. 6 seconds off the back of Gilles. Capel managing to hold on to 11th for the minute, but he's got half a second worth penalty, so he will surely drop into the clutches now of Zaggers. They're in 12th place, so Zaggers looking to make up a position. BX running away with it. 8.2 seconds up the road. 9 tenths faster than anyone else through that sector. This next lap that we see BX put in, if he keeps it clean through the rest of this lap, it may be a 3:54. Which is very quick indeed for these GT3 cars. 1.2 seconds purple through that sector, through the middle sector. But I think that's like, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There might actually be 6 sectors. I think that's through sector 5. There we go. 3 minutes 54.188. Absolutely blistering lap there from BX. He's now stretched that gap to 10 seconds. That is ridiculous by any measure. Kep has now managed to find his way past Coleman, and 1.4 seconds is the gap that he's managed to create. Coleman is still holding on to that third position for the minute. Ramos has found his way up to fourth now. Owen's still there in fifth. Bomber is there in sixth place, being handled by Ben in seventh. We've got Gilles eighth, Zico in ninth, CMP 10th, Zaggers 11th, and Capel down to 12th now after serving that penalty. 10.3 seconds, Jesus. So Kep looking to solidify that second place. He's not going to take the winner, I don't think, not unless BX's engine explodes. She's now 10.4 seconds up the road, but that's still some decent points there on the table for Kep. As long as his engine doesn't explode as well, obviously, or anyone else's. Coleman looking like he's starting to get under pressure now from Ramos in the background in that M6. Ramos struggled early on to make his way through the pack, didn't he? But maybe he was trying to conserve fuel so he didn't have to take too much on, spend too much time in the pits. So maybe his strategy was to go conservative for the first stint and then just go hell for leather in this second one. And he's now into 4 temps, 3 temps. Really going to be starting to pick up that slipstream. But the top end of that Ford GT looking like it's just too much at the moment. He's going to have to keep working for it, isn't he? Is Ramos. But he hasn't got to worry about defending against Owen, not just yet. Owen 1.2 seconds behind, so not picking up that slipstream just yet. But the battle for third place really starting to heat up now. Really piling on the pressure now is Ramos. All over the rear of Coleman. Coleman really defending well though. Ramos is going to be hoping that Coleman has a mistake somewhere. Allows him to be able to get past. But driving very well at the moment is Coleman. Actually managing to keep that gap very, very consistent as well. Every time that it looks like Ramos is going to be able to set up a move, Coleman manages to stretch that gap just enough. In fact, Owen has made some headway now. Owen 3 temps off the back of Ramos. So Owen can make this a 3-way battle. Third place. If he doesn't pick up a penalty there, hopefully that's not a penalty. No, he's alright, he's all good. So Ben there in 6th. in a bit of no man's land. Gilles is a second behind him at the moment. Gilles, though, maybe starting to come under pressure now from Bomber in 8th place. Zico there in 9th. He's 3.6 seconds off the back of Bomber though. CMP in 10th, but he's managed to close that gap to Zico to 1.2 seconds, so maybe able to take that 9th place away before the end of this race. We're on lap 9 now though, so he's only got a lap and a half left to do it in. Oh, he is bringing that gap down though, isn't he? Look at him now, he's on a charge. Definitely on a charge of CMP. Can he break into that slipstream range? We'll check back in with him in just a second. So Zaggers there in 11th place, but he's got half a second's worth of penalty, which will bring Capel back into the fight. If he closes that gap enough, he may get a free position without having to really work for it too much. So CMP has closed that gap to 8/10. He will surely be starting to pick up the slipstream now of Zico up ahead. You never know with Bomber, I think that was up ahead with that penalty as well. He may be able to start working on him, maybe even get 8th place. We've seen how quick he's been this evening. CMP managing to put it on pole in the first race. Almost getting the win there as well, but unfortunately picking up half a second's penalty at the end, which, as we all know, gets transferred into a whole second. And that dropped him just behind Ramos at the end there. Oh, look, Zaggers and Capel both with penalties, so maybe Capel isn't going to get that position away from Zaggers. Not just yet, and CMP looking for the move now against Zico. He does manage to get that move done. Up to 9th place now is CMP. Zico looking to try and fight back though. Oh no. It looked like there was contact there. Zico looks like he's slowing down as well, but not enough for CMP to retake that position. I think we'll have to have a driver's eye view of that. We didn't quite see what happened there, but it looked like there was a tiny bit of contact which may have compromised CMP through that turn. Oh, and yeah, Zico has allowed him to retake the position finally. Zico actually picking up a penalty there as well, 2 seconds worth of penalty. That's unlucky though, because I think CMP may have been able to challenge, I think it was Bomber. Capel has managed to get past them both. Capel now up to 9th place. Bomber there in 8th. And he's also got another whole second's worth of penalty. And yeah, I think CMP may have been able to get onto the back of Bomber even. Challenge for that 8th position. Gilles, he had such a great start of the race, didn't he? Such a great start, finding himself in 7th place now. Ben still holding on to that 6th position. Kep has dropped down to 5th place now. He was up there, wasn't he? I think he was up in 3rd place, so yeah, dropping down to 5th. He's got a second's worth penalty as well, so he will surely drop back behind Ben. Maybe even Gilles. I think Gilles may be too far behind now. Oh, Kep, what happened, man? Absolutely pushing Owen along in 4th place though. It looked like he'd thought about going for a move there, but I think better of it. Ramos Now up to third. 2 tenths off the back of Coleman. In fact, I think, yeah, Kev was in second, wasn't he? Perhaps he just got some track limits somewhere, not too sure. That's unlucky though, Kev. That is really unlucky. But Coleman now looking like he may lose that place to Ramos. BX ain't losing a place to no one. BX is just, yeah, again, in a league of his own. 15.3 seconds up the road. Had a bit of a shaky first race, but definitely found his feet in the sprint, in the feature, should I say. Not the sprint. The sprint was the one where he was a bit shaky. Coleman with a big slide there out of that turn. Ramos still hot on his heels. Still unable to find his way past though. We did see this last time we checked in, didn't we? Ramos was behind Coleman. And so he's still unable to find his way past at the moment. It just looks like that Ford GT is just faster along the straights. It's got a better top speed, I think, than everything else on track. I'm going to have to go on board with this guy anyway as he comes up through the last couple of chicanes. The final few turns. Had a bit of a shaky start to the evening, but found his feet in this second race, and he's managed to bring home the checkered flag. Nice bit of drifting at the end there. Well done, GGBX. 15.56 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And now Coleman and Ramos. Can Ramos get that pace away from Coleman? Coleman doing everything he can to hold on to second place. I think he's going to take it. And he does. No, he's giving it to Ramos. He slammed on the brakes there. What? So Coleman should have taken second place there, but Ramos takes second, Coleman third, Owen fourth, Ben fifth, Kep in sixth, Gilles is seventh, Bomber is in eighth, Capel ninth. Oh, Zico and CMP. Zico, oh yeah, Zico, no, not really worth fighting that, mate, because you're going to finish behind anyway with that 4.5 second penalty. So CMP takes home 10th place, and Zico will take 11th. And Zaggers. Oh no, Zaggers. I think Zaggers had to pit for another set of tyres. Oh, Zaggers. That's unlucky, dude. But yeah, what a race there from BX. Finishing 15 point something seconds ahead of the rest of the field. That was an absolute masterclass there in that feature race. He came from, I think it was around 7th place as well, so yeah, good work there. Good work from Ramos as well. He would have started around 10th. Yeah, 10th, I believe, with the top 10 reverse grid. And what a race from Coleman there as well to take that. Well, he should have taken second, shouldn't he? But he backed off at the end there and let Ramos take that second place. Anyway, guys, that was round 6. That was the final race of the evening. We'll be back again next week, same time as usual, with the Tier 1 drivers from the Aero League Racing's GT7 Championship. I've been your boy Vex. Good night.